Hello. I am here to talk today about resistance and how whatever you resist, you can move beyond. Whatever you resist, you really need to do or be or move into. I'm going to talk about how your resistance is one of the greatest tools for your own personal growth and your own way to evolve. So we all have resistance. If you resist exercising, you might resist meditating, you might resist going to bed early, you might resist all kinds of habits, healthy habits that you want to develop. You might resist moving forward in your career, whatever it is. All of that resistance is there to serve us, and it can absolutely help us when we treat it with respect and embrace it and use it really as a tool to help us grow, because there's always a message for us in our resistance. And so in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you the three steps on how to make the most of your resistance and move forward in your life the way you want to with respect to whatever that is. I've had a lot of resistance, like most people throughout my life. But one of my big areas of resistance has been speaking my truth. I like a lot of people I've met, I have spent time saying what I want to hear, or I more often than not haven't said anything at all, or might just talk about nothing about value, or it might be my truth comes out like an explosion. So not a healthy way of speaking my truth, and actually really saying how I really felt earlier in my life. Intimacy, emotional intimacy, very difficult. And so I have absolutely struggled. And where I really saw it bothered me more than anything was in groups, in larger small groups. Especially if I was working toward a common goal, a project of some sort, I would often have things to add. And I just wouldn't be able to say it. I would think maybe someone else will say it, or I would think I'm going to say that. And then I just couldn't. And that went on for years, actually for decades. And I don't have that problem so much anymore. I'm here. I'm on YouTube live, and I'm speaking, and I'm having fun. And I have something of value to share with you, and I'm excited to do that. And so the first step that I did was I became aware of my resistance. I noticed, wow, always have this resistance to speak my truth, especially in groups, in front of people. And I tried a number of things to get over that. I tried tapping. I tried different mindsets. And it all works to a certain extent. But I would have to keep doing it every time, and I never seemed to really get over it. So I decided one day I was going to meditate on this resistance to really speak my truth. And so I meditated on it, and I located it. That's part of step number one. Is what you want to do is you want to become aware of it and locate where does it exist in your being. And when we breathe fully with the belly, we're actually able to move into the subconscious, because that changes the brain function. It changes the brain function. And it does that by it's usually the medulla oblongata, the back part of the brain, the reptilian brain. That's where our breath is controlled. And as soon as we engage the abdominal muscles, that function of the breath then goes to the frontal global brain, and it frees up the back of the brain, which gives us access to our subconscious. So that's why I like to breathe fully with my breath. In the lower abdomen. And so I located this. And here it was in the back of my sacral chakra. So I meditated on the chakras. And if you don't know where your chakras are, you can do this practice, and you can locate it in your body. Just try and locate it. Where does the resistance exist? And see what that leads you to. And I discovered it was like I could see this kind of dark, and I had a sense of it. And it became very obvious to me that it was fear of judgment. I had a hard time speaking my truth because I had a fear of judgment. And so I went back in time and I thought, where does that fear of judgment come from? What is that all about? And the memory came to me, just this sort of knowing had probably I think been repeated by my parents and other people. What will other people think? And people still say that today. And I've heard other people express that they get hung up on that. What will other people think? And now we're all sort of expressing our truth and not caring what other people think. But how do we get beyond this? And so what I did, I breathed into that fear of expressing my truth and that fear of judgment, that fear of judgment, until it moved. I actually accessed it in my subconscious. And I was eventually to breathe through it so that it didn't exist anymore. That's step two is we remove it from the subconscious. So all of a sudden we turn around. This is the way to do it. This is the work that I do. As we turn around and we see, oh my gosh, I'm different. I'm different. Suddenly I could speak, and that's what happened to me. And then I changed the memory. I changed that subconscious belief to I have something valuable to say. What I have to say has value. What I have to say has value. And you can imagine how that changed my attitude. What I have to say has value. So I breathed that into the subconscious. Breathed into the subconscious so it replaces it. And then that fear of the judgment doesn't come up, and the resistance isn't there. Then it makes it fun to speak my truth. And I remember one of my clients, Bettina, she really suffered. She couldn't speak her truth. Because she had a real, which she discovered was real sense of confusion and self-doubt. And she traced it back to her early childhood to a number of issues where what she had to say wasn't recognized, and she was often corrected. And she wasn't saying what she would do is she would often say really what other people just want to hear. And so that didn't serve her. So she was able to locate that in one of her chakras, and she was able to breathe through it. And she was blown away at the impact of this and how deep that went. The self-doubt and the confusion around even what to say. So she didn't always have the idea. She just didn't want to say anything. And then the following Monday, during COVID, she was working online. And there was a meeting she had to attend at work, and all her associates were there. And they were having a strategic discussion. And so they were asking everybody for their ideas and their input. And everyone was asked to speak except Bettina. And she's sitting there going, and her name didn't come up. So at the end, she just raised her hand on Zoom and said, unmuted herself and said, I have something I'd like to offer. And she gave three ideas, three great ideas. And that was it. And she just did it. She didn't have any fear of doing that. And she told me later she knew she wanted to share this. And she didn't feel confused. She didn't have any self-doubt. And she just spoke her truth. And it felt so good. And so she's doing more and more of that in her life. And she started to believe that what she had to say was important. And it's at a subconscious level. And so you can do that too. The three steps is to become aware of it, locate it. Become aware of the resistance, locate where it is. And this applies to anything. Weight loss, whatever you want to accomplish. If you feel resistance to anything, become aware of it, locate it. Remove it from the subconscious with the full breath. I like to do it through meditation. And we can all do this. And then three, change the subconscious, change the actual memory, change the belief, change the subconscious belief. I am Cheryl, the Chakra Shaman, and you can contact me on my website, CherylStelte.com.